Welcome back. Today on our journey through the Bible, we will learn about Jesus' death and burial.
This I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
The Messiah. Our memory verse comes from Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. The death. The theme verse for this aspect of the Messiah's life comes from Isaiah 59, verse 12. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Crucifixion. On the way to the crucifixion site, Jesus fell beneath the weight of the cross. So the soldiers took hold of a Cyrenian man called Simon, who was passing by, and made him carry Jesus' cross behind him. The crowd of people followed him, and the women in the crowd cried and lamented for him. Jesus turned and said to them, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. He told them this because he foresaw dire times ahead that would make people glad that they never had children to endure the suffering that was to come. When they arrived at Golgotha, the place where the crucifixion was to occur, Jesus was given wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it. On the cross that Jesus would hang, Pilate wrote and placed the title, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. It was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, so that all could understand. The chief priest wanted Pilate to write that he claimed to be the King of the Jews. But Pilate said, What I have written, I have written. He would not be manipulated at this point. Jesus was crucified between two thieves in a place called Calvary, just outside Jerusalem. The soldiers below gambled for his clothes. Jesus was crucified at about 9 o'clock in the morning on the preparation day, what we know as Friday. The people in the crowd mocked and yelled at him, saying, He saved others, himself he cannot save. In response, Jesus prayed for the people, saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. One of the thieves on a cross next to him joined with the crowd and railed at Jesus, saying, If thou be Christ, save thyself and us. The other thief scolded him, saying, Dost not thou fear God, seeing thou art in the same condemnation, and we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds, but this man hath done nothing amiss. The man then turned to Jesus and said humbly, Lord, remember me when thou comest in thy kingdom. To which Jesus responded, Verily I say unto thee today, shalt thou be with me in paradise. In the crowd at the foot of the cross was Mary, Jesus' mother, her sister, and Mary Magdalene. With them was the Apostle John. To his mother, indicating John, Jesus said, Woman, behold thy son. And to John he said, Behold thy mother. From that time, John took Mary to live in his own home. Knowing that he had done all that needed to be done, Jesus said, I thirst. A sponge filled with vinegar was extended to him on a piece of hyssop. When he tasted it, he said, It is finished. At about noon, the whole place was covered in darkness that lasted for 3 hours. Then, at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Jesus cried out, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani? My God, why hast thou forsaken me? The veil in the temple dividing the most holy place from the holy place ripped from top to bottom. Jesus said in a loud voice, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. With that pronouncement, he died. There was a great earthquake that broke up the rocks and opened many of the graves of those who died believing. The Roman centurion that monitored the crucifixion saw all the events that unfolded and praised God, declaring, Truly, this man was the Son of God. Burial. As the evening was drawing near, the Jews came to Pilate asking that the bodies not remain on their crosses, because the Sabbath was coming. So, Pilate ordered that the legs of the crucified men be broken, so that they could be taken away. The soldiers broke the legs of the two thieves, but when they came to Jesus, they realized he was already dead. Instead of breaking his legs, the soldiers took a spear and pierced his side, and out flowed blood and water. Jesus' legs were not broken in fulfillment of the prophecy written by King David, that none of his bones would be broken. When the soldiers had removed the bodies from their respective crosses, Joseph of Arimathea, in secret, because he feared the Jews, asked Pilate for Jesus' body. Joseph was a rich man who believed in God. He had a brand new burial place in a garden already prepared for himself. Pilate allowed him to take Jesus' body. Nicodemus, the Pharisee who came to Jesus at night, brought 100-pound weight of myrrh and aloes mixture to anoint Jesus' body. They anointed his body, wrapped it in linen cloth, according to Jewish ceremonies, and laid him in Joseph's tomb, rolling a large stone at the mouth of the tomb. The women from Galilee that helped Jesus during his ministry were there and saw all that occurred, and followed Joseph and Nicodemus to see exactly where they laid Jesus' body. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the apostles James and John. After they saw where Jesus' body was laid, the women returned home, prepared the remaining spices and ointments for Jesus' embalming. Then they rested for the Sabbath according to the commandment. The chief priests and Pharisees remembered that Jesus had repeatedly said, After 3 days I will rise again. So, on the Sabbath day, the Jewish leaders came to Pilate with a request. They asked Pilate to place guards at the tomb until the 3rd day, to ensure that the disciples couldn't steal the body and claim that he had risen. Pilate acquiesced to their request, saying to them, Ye have a watch. Go your way. Make it as sure as ye can. The Jews then made the sepulchre secure, sealing the stone at the mouth of the tomb and placing the guards there. Now it's time for our activity. First question. Who believed Jesus would be resurrected? The chief priests and Pharisees believed. That's why they requested that the tomb be sealed and guarded. Next question. What statements did Jesus make on the cross and to whom? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Jesus prayed for the forgiveness of the crowd that called for his death. Verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise. Jesus said this to the thief on the cross next to him that believed on him. Woman, behold thy son, behold thy mother. He said this to Mary, his mother, and to John, the beloved disciple. I thirst. He said this in fulfillment of a prophecy that can be found in the Psalms. It is finished. He said this declaring an end to the sacrifice. Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Jesus said this because he felt the division between himself and God when all the sins of humanity was laid on him. Then he ended the sacrifice, saying, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. Write or say the memory and theme verses from memory.
Yes, Jesus
Next
loves
time, we'll
me.
read about Jesus'
Yes,
resurrection.
Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me, for the Bible tells me so.